The bottom line is, it's Biden versus Trump. We want to live in a world that we want to live in and enjoy living in, or live in a nightmare. Vote for Trump and you'll get the nightmare. Vote for Biden and we'll be back to normalcy.
Yeah. In a compelling and emotional segment on Real Time with Bill Maher, acclaimed actor and outspoken political critic Robert De Niro delivered a powerful critique of Donald Trump and the growing support the president continues to receive following his re-election. The conversation between De Niro and Maher is more than just political commentary, it's a passionate plea for awareness, urgency, and action. With the stakes higher than ever, and poll numbers suggesting that Trump is not only holding his ground, but gaining traction among traditionally Democratic groups, such as women and Latino voters, De Niro's warning is both timely and sobering. From the very start, De Niro draws a stark contrast between Joe Biden and Donald Trump, presenting the election as a choice between two completely different futures. On one hand, he argues, Biden represents a return to decency, normalcy, and a functioning democracy. On the other, Trump symbolizes chaos, division, and the real threat of authoritarian rule. This isn't just political theater for De Niro, it's deeply personal. He recalls the shock and disbelief many Americans felt after the 2016 election and voices a fear that history could repeat itself, only this time with even graver consequences. De Niro doesn't mince words. He characterizes Trump as a mean, nasty, hateful person, a man without a single redeeming quality, someone he could never play as an actor because he lacks the complexity or humanity required to portray a believable character. He labels Trump a sociopathic, psychopathic, malignant narcissist and a classic bully, a figure whose rise to power has more to do with intimidation and manipulation than with leadership or vision. The metaphor he uses is telling. Trump is the schoolyard bully surrounded by enablers, while the rest of the playground decides whether to resist or bow down.
So why is Trump winning? I mean, the New York Times poll this week came out, and maybe this will change it with the State of the Union address, but Trump was beating him rather soundly. It was quite a warning light, 48 to 43, also winning way more among women than he had before, winning outright Latinos. What do you attribute that to?
I don't know. I just don't want to feel the way I did, and many of us don't, after the election in 2016, where we couldn't believe that it happened. The guy is a total monster. And anybody, I don't understand it. I guess they get behind that kind of logic. They want to fuck with people, screw them, because they're unhappy about something. He's such a mean, nasty, hateful person. I never play him as an actor, because I can't see any good in him. Nothing at all. Nothing redeemable in him. And we have to, and whoever the people are who want to vote for him, and they look like intelligent people around there. Somebody, for some reason, it can't be. It cannot be. If he wins the election.
All right, so let's talk about one of the most jaw-dropping parts of the convo between Robert De Niro and Bill Maher. And that is De Niro's total disbelief over how Trump is still, somehow, gaining popularity. Like, what is happening? De Niro is genuinely baffled, and honestly, sane. The dude is pulling better numbers in the polls, especially among women and Latinos, which is wild considering the things he's said and done that specifically affect those groups. It's giving serious déjà vu from 2016, when everyone was like, there's no way Trump's gonna win. And then, boom. He did. It's that creeping anxiety again, like we're watching a sequel to a horror movie, where the villain just keeps coming back. Now on to De Niro's personal take on Trump, and let me tell you, he does not hold back. He basically says Trump is so devoid of humanity that he couldn't even act as him in a movie. Like no depth, no nuance, no hidden vulnerability, just pure, nasty energy. He calls Trump a mean, hateful, sociopathic narcissist, and you can feel how much he truly despises the guy. This isn't just politics for De Niro, this is personal. You can tell he sees Trump as a real danger, not just to democracy, but to the soul of the country. And honestly, whether you agree with him or not, it's kind of refreshing to see someone just say exactly what they think. No filter, no sugarcoating. De Niro came in swinging, and he's not playing.
You won't be on the show anymore. He'll come looking for me. There'll be things that happen that none of us can imagine. That's what happens in that kind of a dictatorship, which is what he says. Let's believe him. Take him at his word.
I did from the beginning.
Yeah.
I mean, I said from the very beginning, this guy is never going to concede power, and he still hasn't.
No.
He still hasn't. He still admitted he lost the last election, and he advertises that he will go on. He says he's been cheated out of one term, so maybe we should get rid of a president only gets 2 terms thing. So
he's a sociopathic, psychopathic, malignant narcissist. He is a dangerous person. And we have to people realize, a lot of people, this audience, but the people who somehow think he's going to be the answer to their prayers, whatever those are.
Did you know
God
him
knows.
when, as fellow New Yorkers?
Never wanted to know him.
Never wanted to?
No.
You must have
He
crossed...
was an idiot. He was a clown. He was a clown in New York. And New Yorkers say, some would go with him, of course, people who work in what he does, some of them. But it's just, he's a classic bully. If you had a schoolyard and he walked in and he had his bully friends around, the other people decide whether they want to oppose him or they want to let him just tell him what to do and own the schoolyard or the basketball court or whatever it is. He's got to be stopped.
His full-on fear of authoritarianism. If Trump gets back in office, and no, he's not being dramatic, he's genuinely worried. De Niro straight up says that another Trump presidency could push the US into dictatorship territory. Like real talk. No more pretending this is just politics as usual. He points to how Trump still hasn't truly accepted that he lost the 2020 election, and that right there is the red flag. If someone can't admit defeat, what do you think they'll do with even more power the next time around? Peaceful transitions of power, which are like a core part of democracy, could be a thing of the past. And De Niro's not speculating. He's taking Trump at his own word and basically saying, believe him when he tells you who he is. Now let's talk about the bully angle. De Niro drops this really vivid schoolyard analogy. He compares Trump to that one kid who storms into the playground with his little crew of yes men and just takes over. Total bully energy. And the scary part? Everyone else, instead of standing up, just kind of decides whether they want to be part of the problem or let him run the show. That image hits hard because it's not just about Trump, it's about the people who let him lead, excuse his behavior, or stay silent. De Niro's message is clear. This isn't just about one guy, it's about all of us deciding what kind of country we're okay living in. Let's wrap this up with De Niro's final message. And honestly, it's a straight-up warning to the public. He's not trying to scare people for the sake of it. He's saying, look, Trump has told us exactly who he is. So, the threats, the revenge talk, the whole I never lost attitude, it's all out in the open. And De Niro's point is simple. Believe him. This isn't the time to roll your eyes or assume everything will work itself out. De Niro is urging people to take this seriously, to really think about what another Trump presidency could mean, and most importantly, to vote like it matters. Because in his view, it's not just another election. It's a line in the sand between democracy and something way darker. So yeah, he's passionate, he's blunt, and he's not sugarcoating a thing. But behind all that fire is a deep concern for the country, and a plea for people to wake up before it's too late. Thanks so much for watching and hanging out with me through this breakdown. I really appreciate you being here. If you found this interesting, thought-provoking, or even just entertaining, don't forget to hit that like button, drop a comment with your thoughts, and of course subscribe to the channel for more content like this. Your support means everything, and it helps keep these conversations going. Until next time, take care, stay informed, and I'll catch you in the next one.